It's Thursday, July 2nd. Canada Day festivities canceled across the city Wednesday evening as a line of severe thunderstorms roared through the city. That record rainfall on Canada Day has triggered flooding across the city, impacting city streets and homes. And the extreme weather in the capital doesn't stop there. An orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now. Good morning to you. Come on in. We're really glad that you can start your day with us. Melissa and Will, they are away today. You got me solo. I'm Rosie Edda. We're going to get started right away with today's top stories. Mother Nature had other plans for Canada's 159th birthday as the capital was hit with record rainfall and severe thunderstorms, canceling most of the evening's festivities. Those cancellations included the National Evening Show at LeBreton Flats and fireworks shows in Canada, Barrhaven, Stittsville, and Orleans. Signs at LeBreton Flats and on Parliament Hill instructor visitors to seek shelter last night as more storms rolled into the area. The heavy rain caused temporary flooding of several roads across Ottawa, including on Highway 417 in the Canada and Nepean areas. Last night, Hydro Ottawa reported about 21,000 people without power across Ottawa. Outages were reported in Canada, Stittsville, Barrhaven, Beacon Hill, Searville, and Orleans. Crews continue to work to restore power to those still in the dark this morning. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe took to social media yesterday saying record rainfall has caused significant flooding and power outages in several areas of the city, adding that the City of Ottawa staff and Hydro Ottawa crews have been deployed to respond as quickly and effectively as possible. The city is also suspending garbage limits in certain wards for the next week so residents can discard damaged material. The mayor says he will be raising a motion to the next council meeting to waive building permit fees for all residents who need to rebuild their basements after flooding. And while the storms have abated for now, an orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. Temperatures are expected to reach up to 35 degrees today. It could feel more like 46 when you factor in the humidex. Environment Canada is warning residents to watch for early signs of heat exhaustion, including headache, nausea, dizziness, thirst, and intense fatigue. You are encouraged to plan outdoor activities for the cooler parts of the day, like the morning and evening. Drink plenty of water and wear light-colored clothing, loose-fitting clothing as well. Washington has declared it officially does not want to extend the trilateral trade agreement known as CUSMA. Representatives from all three countries met virtually yesterday to discuss the future of the agreement. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer said the United States does not agree to renew the CUSMA agreement in its current form, adding the U.S. will continue to engage with Mexico and Canada to address the agreement's shortcomings and our trade deficits with these countries. A full week after those massive earthquakes in Venezuela, rescue teams are still frantically trying to reach survivors. One trapped under rubble in a basement of a mall.
Sí.
Rescuers, you can hear they're shouting to the trapped security guard, believed to be some 9 meters underground. The death toll from the double quakes has now climbed to nearly 2,300 people, but there are still almost 50,000 unaccounted for. It was a jaw-dropping moment at one of the most iconic buildings in the world. A masked couple scaled the antenna on top of New York's Empire State Building. They were seen waving a peace banner for about an hour. The man then got down on one knee and appeared to propose to the woman. They eventually climbed down and were arrested. The Eurovision Song Contest has lit up screens around the world for 70 years now. And next year, Canada will officially be a participant for the first time. Participating countries send a singer or band to perform for the votes of professional juries and the public. Most competing countries are in Europe, but Canada is eligible to join because CBC Radio Canada joined the organizing body. The European Broadcasting Union, Australia, and Israel are also competitors. Some countries refused to participate this year after Israel was not barred from participating in the wake of the Gaza war. Prime Minister Mark Carney said the song contest will get even better and even wilder because the world needs more Canada. The world does need more Canada. Why don't we take a look right now at today's forecast? But before we do that, just have to mention once again, yesterday extremely hot. That heat building caused those some of those severe thunderstorms. Today, you're wondering, will it be the same? It's going to be very hot today, and there is a possibility of more thunderstorms later on in the day as daytime heating takes effect. All right, let's take a look now and see what we can expect for today. Sun and cloud this morning, and we're sitting at around 21 degrees. And then the heat really starts to build into this afternoon. And today we are expecting a high even warmer than yesterday. And then into the weekend, hot and humid conditions will persist. Right now, we are under an orange heat warning because we are expecting it to be very hot into the afternoon. We're already sitting in the low 20s, 21 in Ottawa. And then you can see throughout the region there, low 20s, 22 already there for you into Trenton and Kemptville, and 21 in Watertown. So really, when you're looking at temperatures not even below 20 degrees into the early morning, you can bet that it's going to be very hot into the afternoon. That is, unless we get some thunderstorms or some rain that'll roll through and might cool things off into the afternoon. 21 into Montreal. Here's a look at the satellite radar, and you can see there a little bit of green there bubbling up. We could see that build into the later part of the afternoon today. Once again, as that daytime heating takes effect, we could see some more showers. Into the evening and overnight hours, there's a higher chance that we could see some showers, possibly could see some pop-up thunderstorms as well. You can see there into Friday, looking at a chance of afternoon showers, because Friday, yep, it's going to be very hot indeed. Okay, so let's take a look now at the next 12 hours. Thunderstorms possible into the afternoon. By noon, we should be at 32 degrees, reaching a high of 35 into the early afternoon. And then by 5 p.m., we're still very hot indeed, 34. Now, if you're wondering what it's going to feel like, well, it's going to be hot, hazy, and very humid. It's going to feel closer to about 44 degrees when you factor in the humidex later on this afternoon. So, yeah, you're going to want to take it easy out there and stay hydrated. Here's a look at the next 7 days. 35 today, 22 tonight, 33 on Friday, 21 overnight. And then on Saturday, yeah, that's right, Team Canada takes on Morocco in Houston. Looks like it's going to be a pretty hot day, 30 degrees, cloudy conditions, and a chance of a couple of showers. So you might be able to hit the patio, might see a few showers later on into the afternoon. Sun cloud mix, still very hot indeed on your Sunday.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
Taking a look on the day after Canada Day on your Thursday morning, 6:09. Roads are very quiet. No major problems on the roads this morning so far. Now let's check out TSN's must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we take you to the ballpark where the Phillies were hosting the Pirates. Brandon Marsh takes the Paul Skeens offering deep to center. Jake Mangum in pursuit comes up with a great catch at the wall, keeping Philly off the board, bailing out his ace as he earns your must-see moment from Wednesday. And coming up today, we've got a whole lot more FIFA World Cup action for you for round of 32. Spain taking on Austria. That gets underway at 2 p.m. Eastern from the TSN Network. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, summer fun often goes better with some music, but how do you choose the right portable speaker for your beach days and backyard barbecues? CTV's Pat Foran looks at some of the options in today's Consumer Report. It is 6:10, July 2nd. Why don't we take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam? You can see there the sun trying to poke through some of the clouds. It's going to be another Triple H day, hot, hazy, and humid. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Find your adventure. We stock it. The Bronco family.
Always on the move.
We're a big city
With a laid-back vibe.
where foodies love their sweets,
And markets bursting with flavor.
wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future,
Meets the past.
where people come together.
Always proud
Often loud. Whee!
and positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Good morning. Come on in. 6:14. Here's what's happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Canada Day festivities were canceled across the city Wednesday evening as a line of severe thunderstorms roared through the city. And the extreme weather in the capital does not stop there. An orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. And as expected, the U.S. has decided not to renew the CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stakes talks toward a new trade deal. Now, why don't we check out the forecast? Very steamy indeed. Taking a look at the day ahead, we're expecting to get up to 35 degrees into the afternoon. So there is a risk of afternoon thunderstorms. You get that daytime heating taking effect, and we could see some more thunderstorms. It is going to be very hot. When we reach that high of 35 degrees, right after midday, it is going to feel closer to about 45. So the heat and the humidity will be with us once again today. There's a risk of a thunderstorm into the evening hours as well. Taking a look at your traffic, here we are the day after Canada Day on your Thursday, and only after 6 a.m. And as you can imagine, traffic very light throughout the city. On a day of unity in Canada, the U.S. made it clear it's going its own way. Washington officially declaring it does not want to extend the trilateral trade agreement known as CUSMA. CTV's Rachel Aiello reports on what was said and what it means for the future of the trillion-dollar trade deal.
Prime Minister Mark Carney did pull out a pen today, but it wasn't to sign a renewed trade deal. The Americans declared, as expected, they won't be extending the existing Canada-United States-Mexico agreement. The United States did not agree to renew the USMCA in its current form. The United States will continue to engage with Mexico and Canada to address the agreement's shortcomings and our trade deficits with these countries. That was U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer's message in a statement declaring his country's position. Instead of agreeing with Canada and Mexico to extend the trade pact for another 16 years, the U.S. refusal means all three countries will have to review the deal annually.
Unfortunately, that's a significant barrier to a main advantage of the agreement, which is predictability for business so that they can make investments.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc and this country's chief negotiator Janice Charette attended the virtual meeting on the future of CUSMA alongside their trilateral counterparts. In a statement, LeBlanc downplayed the decision, saying he reaffirmed Canada's unwavering support for CUSMA, noting it remains fully in force until 2036, and Canada can be renewed at any time for another 16-year period.
Y nuestro objetivo será que cada año
We hope to have fewer outstanding issues every year, Mexico's economy minister said today. While the deal continues for now, so do the punishing sectoral tariffs. And with the CUSMA deadline falling on Canada Day, Carney sought to offer some reassurance before the U.S. decision dropped.
Together, we can give ourselves far more than anyone can take away.
U.S. and Mexican officials will meet for further bilateral negotiations later this month. Despite Minister LeBlanc saying Canada will continue engagement in the coming weeks and months, no official talks between Ottawa and Washington are on the books yet. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Whether you are relaxing at the beach, hanging by the pool, or hosting a backyard barbecue, summer fun often goes better with music. The right portable speaker can set the mood, but you also want one that can survive splashes, sand, and travel. CTV's Pat Foran has a look at some good options on Consumer Alert.
When summer rolls around, sound helps set the mood.
If I can vibe to it, I can dance and just enjoy it.
Good energy, everyone's happy, dancing.
Whether it's music, podcasts, or your favorite beach day mix, Consumer Report says the best portable speakers combine good sound with durability and portability.
These speakers were selected because they are relatively small, fun, and can hold up to some exposure to elements such as dust and water.
Many of these speakers are designed with rugged, water-resistant exteriors that can handle pool days, beach trips, and life on the go. One standout, the Sony Altfield 5. Researchers say it delivers plenty of volume and strong bass. Several recommended models also feature compact cylindrical designs that slide easily into backpacks and even water bottle pockets, like the Bose SoundLink Flex and the JBL Flip 7. Another strong option is the Ultimate Ears Megaboom 3. It earns solid scores across the board and is powerful enough to fill a medium to large room with sound. And for something even smaller and more budget-friendly, there's the JBL Clip 5. Its sound quality falls short of the others, but testers say it works well for casual listening and podcasts. Plus,
it has a built-in carabiner that allows you to hook it on to just about anything that has a loop or a latch, so it's great for taking it on the go.
Most Bluetooth speakers work best when your phone or other source stays within 10 meters. Beyond that range, the signal can cut out. Staying close can keep your music with you all summer long. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Here's a live look from the Capitol barbecue patio. And yep, things are starting to dry out after a very stormy Wednesday. We are looking at another hot, hazy, and humid day today. You are watching Your Morning Ottawa. It's 6:20. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video, upload it at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
$6.24. If your economic uncertainty has you tightening your summer vacation budget, you are not alone. New research commissioned by CTV News shows a growing number of Canadians are looking to cut back on vacation spending this summer. CTV's Garrett Barry has the details.
Am I a very fancy guy?
Summer arrives like a starter's gun in St. John's.
You just wake up in the morning, you throw the covers back, you put your feet on the floor, and you start running.
Suddenly, there's cruise ships, patios, a pedestrian mall crawling with visitors. In short, money to be made.
Brought on a new tour, which has taken off really well, which is a haunted pub crawl that we offer 2 nights a week.
But among the hustle and bustle of a tourism season, a warning bell. It seems more Canadians are cutting back on vacation spending this year. A poll conducted by Nanos Research for CTV News shows 43% of Canadians are planning to spend less on summer vacations. That number has been growing, up from 31% in 2015. If the slowdown comes, you'll see it here at restaurants like Rabble in downtown St. John's. Restaurateur Todd Perrin says food businesses take what's left over after hotels, airlines, and gas stations take theirs.
There is only one way to go on a boat tour to see a whale, is that you get on a good boat and go out and see a whale. But there's 1,000 ways to have a bite to eat.
St. John's has become a big summer tourism destination, but restaurants in particular have struggled since the COVID-19 pandemic, and money needs to be made now to survive a long winter.
You know, customers are like fish in the water. Like, we need to get as many of them as we can. And, you know, they're all worth a certain amount of money. And, you know, maximizing that is hugely important in the times of year when they're there.
This city has lost several restaurants over the past 3 years, owners unable to navigate the boom and bust of the tourism economy. Tour operator Pierre Trowbridge says he's not seeing any slowing so far this season, but if it does come, he'll navigate that challenge. Just one more part of a seasonal tourism business in Newfoundland and Labrador. Garrett Perry, CTV News, St. John's.
This is a pretty appropriate question. We're going to be hearing from you later in the show. We're asking, how do you cope with extreme heat? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we will hear from Ottawa Mission CEO Peter Tilley about the extreme heat in our city and how they are responding to help protect our city's most vulnerable. Stay with us. It is 6:27. We will be right back. Good morning. Come on in. Really glad you can start your day with me, Melissa, and Will. They are away today. I am flying solo, but we've got your news, we've got your traffic, and we've got your weather. But we're going to start off right now with your top stories. Mother Nature had other plans for Canada's 159th birthday as the capital was hit with record rainfall and severe thunderstorms, canceling most of the evening festivities. Those cancellations included the National Evening Show at LeBreton Flats and fireworks shows in Canada, Barrhaven, Stittsville, and Orleans. Signs at LeBreton Flats and on Parliament Hill instructed visitors to seek shelter last night as more storms rolled into the area. Environment Canada recorded 118 millimeters of rain at the Ottawa airport yesterday. That caused temporary flooding of several roads across Ottawa, including on Highway 417 in the Canada and Nepean areas. Ottawa police say Scott Street remains closed between Hinchy and Sterling Avenues. Moody Drive is also closed south of Carling Avenue. Last night, Hydro Ottawa reported about 21,000 people without power across Ottawa. Outages were reported in Canada, Stittsville, Barrhaven, Beacon Hill, Searville, and Orleans. Crews continue to work to restore power to those still in the dark this morning. And Mayor Mark Sutcliffe took to social media yesterday saying record rainfall has caused significant flooding and power outages in several areas of the city, adding that City of Ottawa staff and Hydro Ottawa crews have been deployed to respond as quickly and effectively as possible. The city is suspending garbage limits in certain wards for the next week so residents can discard damaged material. The mayor says he will be raising a motion to the next council meeting to waive building permit fees for all residents who need to rebuild their basements after flooding. And while the storms have abated for now, an orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. Temperatures are expected to reach up to 35 degrees. It could feel more like 46 with the humidex. Environment Canada is warning residents to watch for early signs of heat exhaustion, including headache, nausea, dizziness, thirst, and intense fatigue. You are encouraged to plan outdoor activities for the cooler parts of the day, like the morning and evening. Drink plenty of water and wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. As expected, the U.S. has decided not to renew CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stakes talks toward a new trade deal. Canada and Mexico wanted to extend the agreement for 16 years, but on yesterday's deadline day, the U.S. made its decision official. A statement says the United States did not agree to renew the USMCA in its current form. The decision to not renew means CUSMA will be reviewed every year. Terms of the deal will stay in place as the three countries negotiate. There was a virtual trilateral meeting yesterday. The U.S. and Mexico are expected to hold more talks later this month. Formal talks between Canada and the U.S. have not started. A full week after those massive earthquakes in Venezuela, rescue teams are still frantically trying to reach survivors. One trapped under rubble in the basement of a mall. That's a rescuer shouting to the trapped security guard, believed to be some 9 meters underground. The death toll from the double quakes has now climbed to nearly 2,300 people, but there are still almost 50,000 unaccounted for. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is expected to give details today on her government's proposed million-barrel-a-day oil pipeline project. This, of course, comes after Premier Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney signed an agreement on the project last fall, paving the way for a bitumen pipeline to the West Coast. Alberta had imposed a deadline of July 1st to submit its proposal for the pipeline to the Federal Major Projects Office. The province has said it aims to have shovels in the ground in September 2027, with pipeline startup in the mid-2030s. But without private funding, Alberta's government would likely opt to kickstart the project using taxpayer money. Some new laws in Ontario came into effect on Canada Day. One of the new laws allows tenants to install a window or portable air conditioner if their landlord does not provide one. Ontario has also lowered the age for publicly funded colorectal cancer screening from 50 to 45, and a new law gives drivers the option to decline some auto insurance benefits that were automatic with every policy. This includes income replacement, caregiver benefits, and damage to personal items. All right, now it is time to take a look at this beautiful, gorgeous shot. I want to take a look at the strawberry moon. Look at that. These shots are from Lisbon. The name has nothing to do with the moon's color. It's the traditional nickname for a full moon in June, which is traditionally the time in North America and Europe when wild strawberries come into season. It can also be called rose moon, I like that name, to coincide with the time of year roses bloom. Either way, it's a time of abundance, patience, and gratitude, and beauty, I might add, as well. That is just lovely. Why don't we take a look right now at our very hot and sticky forecast for today. So here's how things are going to shape up for us. The weather story this morning, muggy, already into the 20s. Into the afternoon, well, that heat warning is still with us, issued by Environment Canada. We are under an orange heat warning. And then as we look into the weekend, well, it is going to be hot and humid, and today is no exception. Right now, temperatures, we're sitting at 22 in Ottawa, Cornwall at 21, 23 in Trenton. And already 31 degrees in Montreal. That's what the current humidex is making it feel like. It feels like 30 degrees in Ottawa when you factor in the humidex. Brockville also feeling like 30 degrees right now. The radar showing just some spots of green there. We could see some pop-up showers, pop-up thunderstorms possible when it gets this hot, especially into the afternoon. Daytime heating takes effect, and we could see a shower or two, possibly even another thunderstorm into this afternoon. You can see it there, your futurecast showing around 3 o'clock. Got the green there in our region. And then into Friday rather, could see some more showers, and Saturday as well. Pop-up shower possible into the afternoon. So here's how things are going to shape up for us today. The actual temperature will be 35 in Ottawa, 34 in Brockville, expecting a high of 34 into Cornwall and Bancroft, expecting a high of 33. Also in Petawawa, 31 expected into Mont Tremblant and Montreal, looking for a high of 33 degrees. Those are the actual temperatures. When you factor in the humidex, it's going to feel a lot hotter than that. There is a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm as well into the evening today. We're looking for a high of 33 degrees on Friday, so that heat and humidity will continue into Friday, and the heat warning should remain in effect for Friday and possibly even into Saturday as well. Mostly cloudy for all 3 days there, very hot. We're looking for a high of 30 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, 29, still very hot, hazy and humid. And then on to Monday, expect a high of 29 degrees. So the hot, hazy, humid conditions will be with us for several more days. So take your precautions, drink plenty of fluids, and take it easy out there.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
At 6:39 on the day after Canada Day, you can expect roads pretty quiet out there. Right now, no major slowdowns on the roads at this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, some blockbuster games in yesterday's FIFA World Cup action and a blockbuster wedding happening this weekend. Your FIFA World Cup update and your morning fix is coming up next. Here's a live look through our sky cam. A little hazy, a little cloudy, and very humid out there. It's 6:40. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back after this. Good morning, Ottawa. Welcome back, 6:43. Here is a look at what's happening today. Canada Day festivities were canceled across the city Wednesday evening as a line of severe thunderstorms roared through the city, and the extreme weather in the capital continues. An orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. And as expected, the U.S. has decided not to renew CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stake talks toward a new trade deal. Now, we're going to check out the forecast. And as I just mentioned, it is going to be another hot one today. We are expecting a high of 35 degrees into the afternoon. As daytime heating takes effect, there is a chance we could see another thunderstorm roll through the region. 35 the high today. It'll feel closer to about 45 degrees. Hot, hazy, and humid conditions continue into Friday, getting up to a high of 33. And taking a look at traffic on this rather quiet start to your Thursday morning, July 2nd. No major slowdowns for you at this hour. Time for your FIFA World Cup recap from yesterday, starting with England, as they are through to the round of 16 after a comeback win over the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Harry Kane. It's Kane! Oh, wow!
Two big goals. Harry Kane scored twice in an 11-minute span in the second half to give England a 2-1 lead. The win helped England avoid an early exit from the tournament and secured its place in the tournament's round of 16. England will now face host nation Mexico on July 5th at the iconic Azteca Stadium, with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line. Belgium is moving after a dramatic comeback victory over Senegal in extra time.
One kick of the ball to surely decide a remarkable game. And he scores!
Senegal appeared headed for victory after they had a 2-0 lead with just 2 minutes remaining in regulation time. But Belgium mounted a remarkable rally. They were able to score 2 goals in a span of 3 minutes. Then, in added time at the end of stoppage time, Belgium converted a controversial penalty kick to complete the comeback and send them into the round of 16. Elsewhere, the United States is headed to the round of 16 after a hard-fought victory over Bosnia and Herzegovina.
It is Tillman, and it's in!
There you go. Malik Tillman delivered the biggest goal of his international career, scoring on a spectacular free kick to lift the States to a 2-0 win over the Bosnians. The victory keeps the home World Cup hopes alive and sets up a round of 16 showdown against Belgium on Monday in Seattle. And in today's World Cup action, we start with the European champions Spain taking on Austria at 3 p.m. Eastern. Then tonight in Toronto at 7, Portugal and Croatia will clash in a star-studded matchup. And later on at 10, way past my bedtime, but maybe I'll take a peek at it, Switzerland will face Algeria after beating Canada last week and taking Group B. And speaking of Canada, they will be back in action on Saturday for their round of 16 match versus Morocco. You can catch all the matches on TSN and Crave. It's now time to take a look at your morning fix. We got some big news for Toronto Raptor fans. The player credited with helping bring the NBA title to Canada is reportedly returning to the team. Yeah, that's right. Kawhi Leonard has reportedly been traded to the Raptors from the LA Clippers in exchange for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and unprotected first-round picks in 2031 and 2033. The 35-year-old led the Raptors' run to the championship in 2019. He left the Raptors for the Clippers after only 1 season. Now on to the preparation. It continues, and the wedding of the year appears to be just hours away in Manhattan. Okay, so you see there, we've got road closures. They're going into effect around Madison Square Garden, where Taylor Swift is expected to tie the knot with NFLer Travis Kelce tomorrow. Rumors had been swirling that for months, the world's most famous couple was preparing to marry at the world's most famous arena. Crews have been spotted bringing in white banisters, a disco ball, and other equipment for the big day. The rehearsal dinner is expected to take place at the Garden tonight. Don't ask me, but I just feel like, is this like a major decoy? And maybe she's going to get married at just like some little farm somewhere, and all eyes will be on Madison Square Garden? I'm just saying, just wondering. We'll have to see. Some big news out of the world of video games. Sony is planning to stop making physical versions of new titles for PlayStation. Earlier generations of video games were only available as physical media, but internet-connected consoles can download those game titles, okay? So figures from Ampere analysis show only 13% of game sales were digital in 2013. The number was nearly 80% by 2025, so it did a big switch. Sony says it's adapting to consumer trends and will stop releasing new games on disc starting in January 2028. Critics say the move reduces consumer choice and the ability to play older games on newer devices. We're going to take a look right now take a look outside on our Skycam on George Street. How's it looking? Well, looks a little gray out there, a little cloudy, but rest assured it is muggy out there and it's only going to get muggier. 6:50 on your Thursday. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We've got so much more to go on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short hydration break. Welcome back. It is 6:53. Boy, oh boy, has it been hot, hazy, and humid over the past few days. So we are asking you, how do you deal with the heat? And here's what some of you had to say. Richard says, drinking lots of water and sugar-free juices, air conditioning, fan, and rest. Like that last part there, taking it easy. Very, very smart indeed. Thank you for that, Richard. Pamela says, we usually go to a local pool for the day or stay in our air-conditioned home. Eat lots of fresh fruit and veggies. Also, lots of water, whether we are inside or outside. Yeah, I mean, you even see World Cup players on the pitch taking that ever so important hydration break. We need to do it as well. Thanks so much for that, Pamela. Why don't we keep the conversation going? We're asking, how do you cope with the heat? And we've got some extreme heat headed our way for today. Let us know. Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Coming up in the next hour, we hear from Ottawa Mission CEO Peter Tilley about how the mission is responding to the heat and how it's helping those who need help the most. Plus, we are in your neighborhood. I paid a visit to Claus Studio in Little Italy. Actually, I didn't. I believe that was Will. And with the hot weather continuing in the capital today and through the weekend, we speak with a dietitian about how to make sure you are hydrating correctly. Why don't we take a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam, looking like a very cloudy start to your day, and it's going to be another hot one. Stay with us. It is 6:55. We're back with your news, your weather, and your traffic, and so much more. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford. Find your wild. More Bronco sports, more ways to roam this summer.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
It's Thursday, July 2nd. Canada Day festivities canceled across the city Wednesday evening as a line of severe thunderstorms barreled through the city. That record rainfall on Canada Day has triggered flooding across the city, impacting streets and homes. And the extreme weather in the capital does not stop there. An orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning. come on in. Hope your morning is going well. It is 7 o'clock on the nose. I'm flying solo. I'm Rosie Edda. Will and Melissa are away for the rest of the week. So that means we're going to get straight to your top stories. Mother Nature had other plans for Canada's 159th birthday as the capital was hit with record rainfall and severe thunderstorms, canceling most of the evening's festivities. Those cancellations included the National Evening Show at LeBreton Flats and fireworks shows in Canada, Barrhaven, Stittsville, and Orleans. Signs at LeBreton Flats and on Parliament Hill instructed visitors to seek shelter last night as more storms rolled into the area. Environment Canada recorded 118 millimeters of rain at the Ottawa airport yesterday. That caused temporary flooding of several roads across Ottawa, including on Highway 417 in the Canada and Nepean areas. Ottawa police say Scott Street remains closed between Hinchy and Sterling Avenues. Moody Drive is also closed south of Carling Avenue. Last night, Hydro Ottawa reported about 21,000 people without power across Ottawa. Outages were reported in Canada, Stittsville, Barrhaven, Beacon Hill, Searville, and Orleans. Crews continue to work to restore power to those areas still in the dark this morning. And Mayor Mark Sutcliffe took to social media yesterday, saying record rainfall has caused significant flooding and power outages in several areas of the city, adding that City of Ottawa staff and Hydro Ottawa crews have been deployed to respond as quickly and effectively as possible. The city is suspending garbage limits in certain wards for the next week so residents can discard damaged material. The mayor says he will be raising a motion to the next council meeting to waive building permit fees for all residents who need to rebuild their basements after flooding. And while the storms have abated for now, an orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. Temperatures are expected to reach up to 35 degrees today, and it could feel more like 46 when you factor in the humidex. Environment Canada is warning residents to watch for early signs of heat exhaustion, including headache, nausea, dizziness, thirst, and intense fatigue. You are encouraged to plan outdoor activities for the cooler parts of the day, like the morning, right now, and evening. Drink plenty of water and wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. As expected, the U.S. has decided not to renew CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stakes talks toward a new trade deal. Canada and Mexico wanted to extend the agreement for 16 years, but on yesterday's deadline, the U.S. made its decision official. A statement says the United States did not agree to renew the USMCA in its current form. The decision to not renew means CUSMA will be reviewed every year. Terms of the deal will stay in place as the three countries negotiate. There was a virtual trilateral meeting yesterday. The U.S. and Mexico are expected to hold more talks later this month. Formal talks between Canada and the U.S. have not started. A full week after the massive earthquakes in Venezuela, rescue teams are still frantically trying to reach survivors. One trapped under rubble in the basement of a mall.
Hey!
That's a rescuer shouting to the trapped security guard, believed to be some 9 meters underground. The death toll from the double quakes has now climbed to nearly 2,300 people, but there are still almost 50,000 unaccounted for. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is expected to give details today on her government's proposed million-barrel-a-day oil pipeline project. This comes after Premier Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney signed an agreement on the project last fall, paving the way for a bitumen pipeline to the West Coast. Alberta had imposed a deadline of July 1st to submit its proposal for the pipeline to the Federal Major Projects Office. The province has said it aims to have shovels in the ground in September 2027, with pipeline startup in the mid-2030s. But without private funding, Alberta's government would likely opt to kickstart the project using taxpayer money. Some new laws in Ontario came into effect on Canada Day. One of the new laws allows tenants to install a window or portable air conditioner if their landlord does not provide one. Ontario has also lowered the age for publicly funded colorectal cancer screening from 50 to 45. And a new law gives drivers the option to decline some auto insurance benefits that were automatic with every policy. This includes income replacement, caregiver benefits, and damage to personal items. Many in the capital did get a few hours to enjoy Canada Day festivities before the storm.
I'm very excited. I'm from Brazil. I just came 1 year ago to Canada.
Happy Canada Day!
What better to do than get out and see the festivities and get to see all the Canadiana that we can.
We love Canada. We can fight for them. No, Canada first. Canada first. Thank you.
The city was decked out in red and white. People gathered on Parliament Hill and the Breton Flats. The sun was out. Prime Minister Mark Carney was in the capital. He spoke to thousands gathered a short drive from Parliament Hill just moments before the prolonged storm canceled official events, including the evening fireworks. Why don't we take a look right now for your picture of the day? This pic, it's from Ron. This is from yesterday after the storm was over, and there's a little bit of sunlight there poking through the clouds. We want to hear from you. Why don't you send us a weather picture, and you could see it right here on the show. Send that picture to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. Once again, that's weathershots@ctv.ca.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
There it is. We are under an orange heat alert. You can see that large swath in pink. That means we're all in it together. Smiths Falls, Pembroke, Ottawa, Cornwall, Hawkesbury. That heat warning is in effect today and will more than likely be in effect tomorrow as well. Let's get into the forecast, shall we? Right now, we're sitting at 22 degrees, mostly cloudy, 22 across the board there, except for Montreal at 23, and cloudy conditions. Current Humidex, it feels more like 31 in Montreal, feeling like 30 in Ottawa and Brockville and Kingston, so it's already very muggy out there. You can see there in through the region right now looking mostly dry, but we could see that area into Ottawa fill in with some green into the afternoon, possibly even some yellow and orange, which would represent thunderstorms as daytime heating takes effect. That is a possibility. Now in through tonight, good chance we're going to see a few showers, and in through Friday into the afternoon, may see some showers develop as well. That's what the Futurecast is showing for us right now. And let's talk about our temperatures. Projected high without the Humidex. We're expecting a high of 35 degrees today. 34 in Kemptville, 33 in Kingston. Very hot indeed. 31 in Mont-Tremblant, and for Montreal, looking at a chance of some thunderstorms and a high of 33 degrees. All right, your 7-day forecast, here's how it's looking. 33 tomorrow, also looking at the chance of an afternoon thunderstorm. And you can see there tonight and tomorrow night, we're still going to be in the 20s. So it's going to be rather uncomfortable if you don't have AC or a good fan blowing on you. So just get ready for more heat and humidity today and tomorrow. Saturday, very hot indeed, still very hot, hazy and humid. 30 degrees is the forecast high. And then on Sunday, looking for a high of 29, and we're expecting a low of 19. So you can see there the heat will continue in through for the next few days and even into the early start of next week.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
Checking out your traffic right now, you can see there on your Thursday, the day after Canada Day, no major slowdowns. Things are running smoothly. Now let's take a look at TSN's must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we take you to the ballpark where the Phillies were hosting the Pirates. Brandon Marsh takes the Paul Skeens offering Deep to center, Jake Mangum in pursuit comes up with a great catch at the wall, keeping Philly off the board, bailing out his ace as he earns your must-see moment from Wednesday. And come today, we've got a whole lot more FIFA World Cup action for you for round of 32. Spain taking on Austria. That gets underway at 2 p.m. Eastern from the TSN Network. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
An orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada as temperatures are expected to reach 46 degrees with the humidity today. So those temperatures can be particularly dangerous for vulnerable people, including those experiencing homelessness. Joining me now is Peter Tilley. He is the CEO of the Ottawa Mission. We have to find out how those vulnerable people, those in our community who are quite vulnerable, how you're helping them out. Good morning to you, Peter.
Good morning, Rosie.
This has been exceedingly hot. And then you add in the thunderstorms that we had yesterday. I mean, folks were running for shelter. I'm wondering about the vulnerable in the community. How are you able to help them?
Well, it's a great question, and thanks for having me on. I was thinking last night as wave after wave of the rain poured down. We know there's 3,000 people homeless, unhoused in the Ottawa community, but there's 500 plus who are sleeping in encampments on the street, and I couldn't help but think of them. It's one thing to cope with the heat, let alone to be drenched, your home, your tent, whatever, to be hit that hard. So we're doing what we can at the Ottawa Mission. Our frontline staff are regularly doing rounds, handing out water, ensuring people are staying hydrated. Even if someone's not staying at the Ottawa Mission, inviting people in the area, you can come inside where there's air conditioning. Just get out of the heat even for an hour.
It seems somewhat similar to when it's extreme cold, and then you've got to invite people in so that they can warm up for a bit. This way you're inviting them in so they can cool off, giving them some water. How else does it compare to helping those during the winter months now to the summer months?
Well, one comparison is when that first cold snap hits and we look for risks of frostbite. Now we're looking for risks of exposure, because we've had a couple of hot days, but not a spell like this where somebody's going to be hit day after day, maybe exposed to the elements, and certainly dehydrated within an hour in weather like this. So I've been checking on, even the other day I checked on a couple of people who were just up on the street on a lawn. One gentleman had a band around his arm and was injecting, unfortunately, and that's the new reality that's happening here in Ottawa. I'm seeing personally so many more people on the streets and in parking lots, and I'm hearing that from my peers. So it's up to all of us, not just the people who work at the shelters, but a passerby perhaps. Make sure, check on someone if they're down, check that they're okay, maybe go get them a bottle of water, and if not, call 911 if you sense they're in severe distress. Call 311 if you sense they just may need some help.
You've been making the rounds, just checking those who are unhoused to see how they're dealing with the heat. What have you noticed? Are they particularly suffering through this, the extensive heat, and what do you do?
As long as they're hydrated, Rosie, and I'm glad to see this was just up the street on Daly towards King Edward, but I was glad to see each one of those three people had a water bottle with them. So I thought, okay, our frontline team has done their job. They're getting out. I see a lot of other volunteer groups getting out now with backpacks and water and other supplies, granola bars, whatever they can, to just make sure people are going to be safe and hydrated and have some sustenance.
Peter, for those who may be a bit hesitant to check on somebody who may be on the ground, incapacitated, they may not feel comfortable doing so, how can they help you? How can they help the Ottawa Mission help those who need it?
That's where they can call 311 or 911, but surprisingly, again, I'd be careful advising someone to approach someone who's in a volatile situation, but most people who are under the influence of drugs or have mental health issues are just struggling, and maybe just a quick word, are you okay? I had to do that. I found a woman passed out in the parking lot the other day, and she soon got up and revived and moved on, but just, are you okay? And if not, call 911.
What are you going to do today? It's going to be another hot one. 35 is the forecast high. It's going to feel closer to 45, 46 degrees.
Yeah, orange warning, vigilance, vigilance, vigilance for all of us here in the city of Ottawa. Keep your eyes open and just make sure people are okay.
Peter Tilley, CEO from the Ottawa Mission. It's always great to have you on here just to remind us, that there are those out there who are vulnerable and need our help. And it's great to know that the Ottawa Mission is providing that help for those who do need it. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Thank you. Coming up next, we are in your neighborhood. I paid a visit to Claw Studio in Little Italy. That's right, it was me. I went out there, and we're going to take a tour of this really unique event space in Little Italy. You don't want to miss it. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Just a little bit sprinkling of light showers in the downtown core. It's going to be a hot and humid day. Stay with us, 7:16. We're right back after this short break. Good morning, Ottawa. Good morning, welcome back. Here are some of today's top stories. Canada Day festivities were canceled across the city Wednesday evening as a line of severe thunderstorms barreled through the city. And the extreme weather in the capital does not stop there. An orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. And as expected, the U.S. has decided not to renew CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stakes talks toward a new trade deal. Now we're going to check out the forecast. And yes, it is going to be another very hot and humid day. In fact, we are under an orange heat alert. Here's a look at the temperature. We're expected to get up to a high of 35 degrees. That's the actual temperature. Factor in the humidex, it'll feel closer to about 45, 46 degrees. Now, if we do get some showers, possible thunderstorm, that could cool things off. But for right now, we are calling for a high of 35 degrees with the chance of an afternoon shower and the risk of an afternoon and evening thunderstorm. Why don't we take a look now at your traffic? And here we are the day after Canada Day on your Thursday, 7:20. Things are moving quite smoothly on the roads. We have no major slowdowns to note.
Your neighborhood brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Class Studio in Little Italy. What a special spot. MJ, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming, guys.
It's beautiful here.
Thank you.
Tell me what makes Class Studio such a unique event space.
So we specialize in cooking shows. That's the original idea of the place. Okay. I noticed there was a need for something different, not just going to a restaurant and ordering food and it's the same old menu. This is very interactive. We do cooking shows and from different nationalities, Lebanese, Nigerian, Haitians, Filipino, all sorts of shows. And we have different chefs with different menus each and every day.
That's incredible. So, speaking of chefs, you got a very special chef over there at it.
She's my mom. She's amazing. She does the Lebanese grandmother night. And it's been very popular, so she does authentic Lebanese food with authentic Lebanese sweets, desserts. She does it all from scratch. It's very interactive because people can ask her how she's doing it. Even Lebanese people, believe it or not, come and, they want to learn different tricks, different stuff, and she's been amazing at it,
So it's a whole experience. It's not just, okay, let's go out, sit down and eat. It's like, let's interact with the chef, find out what's on her mind, what she's crafting.
100%, and everybody does it different. So even like when I do a Haitian or Nigerian, I have a lot of Nigerian people, they see something different, a different way of cooking their authentic meal. So it's very popular. The music is usually great, usually goes with it. So it's Nigerian, Lebanese, Italian. The drinks, we try to mix it as well with that as well. So it's a very fun night out. It usually takes about 2.5 hours. If you're looking for something different to have fun on a date or a group of friends or a team building event or whatever the case is, it's perfect and nobody leaves unhappy.
I tell you, Little Italy is such a special neighborhood. I feel that the neighborhood and the people inside probably just flock to this spot.
Absolutely. What a community. I've been here since January of this year, so it's been about 4 months.
Okay.
And the welcome I've been getting is so amazing from all the restaurants. And you think that there's competition, but everybody welcomes everybody. Everybody helps everybody. If I run out of ice, my neighbors from different restaurants, so I'm blessed to be here. I love being in Little Italy, and it's just been a blessing.
I think it's such a unique space. I love what you're doing, and you have the interactive cooking show, and you also get people calling up and go, hey, I got a wedding. I just want to come in here and enjoy and celebrate.
That's what we do mostly now. We do a lot of birthday parties and weddings and engagements and baby shower, and they can book the whole event. We could fit up to 50 people, and you get your own personal chef with it. So imagine you book your space with your personal chef, cooking whatever you want, very customizable. Decor is customizable. Everything is very customizable. We also have a podcast studio that we just started as well. It's a nice little cozy space, and you can rent it for an event launch or a product launch that you want. We got all the tools for it, the cameras, the microphones, the lights as well. One of the most affordable prices in Ottawa. So if you want to launch something new, we can hook you up right over here at Class.
I can feel your passion and your joy for what you do. Class Studio here in Little Italy. What a divine space. I just think it's just beautiful.
I appreciate it. You know, we just got started. It's been 4 months, and we're only going to get better, and things are only going to get better for us from here.
Only getting better.
Yeah,
love that. Thank you, MJ.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Love the fact that his mom is one of the specialty chefs, and he shows her so much love. It's a beautiful spot. If you can go visit Class Studios, it's absolutely gorgeous and a very special spot in Little Italy. Do you know of a great local business we should highlight? Send us an email at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Your neighborhood brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are doing some myth busting with Taylor Bennett from the Bennett Property Shop. That's coming up next. Like, how much do you need to put down on a home? What about interest rates? All those questions you have, we will answer them, and we will bust some myths with Taylor Bennett. That's coming up after the break. It is 7:25 on your Thursday. Here's a live look through our Skycam on George Street. Little wet out there, little sprinkling happening right now in the Byward Market. We've got so much coming up. We got your news, your weather, your traffic, and so much more. Stay with us. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Take your weekend path. We've got the Bronco Sport for it.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
To 7:30 on the nose. Come on in. Really glad you can start your day with us, with me. Melissa and Will, they are away today. They'll be away tomorrow as well. So you got me solo. We are taking care of all of your news, weather, and sports. And we're also going to take a look at traffic. But right now, we're going to start with today's top stories. Mother Nature had other plans for Canada's 159th birthday as the capital was hit with record rainfall and severe thunderstorms, canceling most of the evening festivities. Those cancellations included the National Evening Show at LeBreton Flats and fireworks shows in Canada, Barhaven, Stittsville, and Orleans. Signs at LeBreton Flats and on Parliament Hill instructed visitors to seek shelter last night as more storms rolled into the area. Environment Canada recorded 118 millimeters of rain at the Ottawa airport yesterday. Now, that caused temporary flooding of several roads across Ottawa and including on Highway 417 in the Canada and Nepean areas. Ottawa police say Scott Street remains closed between Hinchy and Sterling Avenues. Moody Drive is also closed south of Carling Avenue. Last night, Hydro Ottawa reported about 21,000 people without power across Ottawa. Outages were reported in Canada, Stittsville, Barhaven, Beacon Hill, Searville, and Orleans. Crews continue to work to restore power to those still in the dark this morning. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe took to social media yesterday saying record rainfall has caused significant flooding and power outages in several areas of the city, adding that City of Ottawa staff and Hydro Ottawa crews have been deployed to respond as quickly and effectively as possible. The city is suspending garbage limits in certain wards for the next week so residents can discard damaged material. The mayor says he will be raising a motion to the next council meeting to waive building permit fees for all residents who need to rebuild their basements after flooding. And the mayor will be on live. We'll hear more from him at 7:50. And while the storms have abated for now, an orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. Temperatures are expected to reach up to 35 degrees. It could feel more like 46 with the Humidex. Environment Canada is warning residents to watch for early signs of heat exhaustion, including headache, nausea, dizziness, thirst, and intense fatigue. You are encouraged to plan outdoor activities for the cooler parts of the day, like the morning and evening. Drink plenty of water and wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. The U.S. has decided not to renew CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stakes talks toward a new trade deal. Canada and Mexico wanted to extend the agreement for 16 years, but on yesterday's deadline day, the U.S. made its decision official. A statement says the United States did not agree to renew the USMCA in its current form. The decision to not renew means CUSMA will be reviewed every year. Terms of the deal will stay in place as the three countries negotiate. There was a virtual trilateral meeting yesterday. The U.S. and Mexico are expected to hold more talks later this month. Formal talks between Canada and the U.S. have not started. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is expected to give details today on her government's proposed million-barrel-a-day oil pipeline project. This, of course, comes after Premier Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney signed an agreement on the project last fall, paving the way for a bitumen pipeline to the West Coast. Alberta had imposed a deadline of July 1st to submit its proposal for the pipeline to the Federal Major Projects Office. The province has said it aims to have shovels in the ground in September 2027, with pipeline startup in the mid-2030s. But without private funding, Alberta's government would likely opt to kickstart the project using taxpayer money. The best place to practice for Switzerland's National Yodeling Festival is in a water fountain. They sound pretty good. The heat wave in Western Europe has affected yodelers in Basel, and most of the city's 45 fountains have been full of them trying to stay cool. Nearly 200,000 visitors were in the city to see 12,000 yodelers perform across 3 disciplines. All of them were dealing with 39-degree temperatures. That is very hot indeed, 39 for you there in parts of Western Europe. And today we're catching up, no doubt about it. It's going to be very hot today. Let's take a look now at your forecast. And you can see there we've got our heat warning. We are now in the orange heat warning for the region, all in pink there. You can see in Smiths Falls, Ottawa, Cornwall, Brockville, Pembroke as well. Environment Canada issuing a orange heat warning for us for another day. So let's take a look and see how things are going to shape up for us weather-wise. We'll move forward here. Let's see if we can get it moving. There you go. And we're sitting at 22 degrees in Ottawa, Pembroke 23, 23 in Brockville, and And right now, when you take a look at the Humidex, it is very sticky out there. 30 degrees. That's what it feels like right now in Ottawa. Montreal feels like 31 when you factor in the Humidex. Taking a look at the radar satellite, right now looking fairly dry, but we could see some showers pop up as daytime heating takes effect. And you can see there into the evening hours, it looks like we will get a few showers according to our futurecast there. You can see the green filling in. So into the later part of the day, 8, 9 o'clock, expect a few showers popping up and then possibly a few more showers popping up into Friday. And it looks like Saturday we could see a few pop-up showers as well. Here's the forecast for today. The actual temperature, our high forecast at 35 degrees in Ottawa, 34 in Cornwall. Kingston, expect a high of 33 degrees. All throughout the region there, into the afternoon especially, there is that risk of an afternoon thunderstorm. So just keep that in mind. In Montreal, 33 your high. Kittaganzibi looking for a high of 31 degrees. Petawawa, 33 degrees. And as you know, we reached a very hot conditions for us yesterday and very stormy as well. And then into your 5-day forecast, 35 today, 33 on Friday, and cloudy sky for Saturday and a high of 30 degrees. So expect that heat warning to remain in effect in our region for today, tomorrow, and more than likely on Saturday. So stay hydrated. It is going to be very hot, hazy, and humid today. And now we're taking a look at your traffic on the day after Canada Day. As you can expect, pretty quiet out there for your Thursday, 7:37. We've got no major slowdowns to note.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
There are a lot of misconceptions about today's real estate market that can end up costing buyers and sellers thousands of dollars. So we're going to separate fact from fiction with Taylor Bennett from the Bennett Property Shop. I love it when Taylor comes by here, clear things up. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Rosie.
Good morning. You know what? You cannot go out there and buy a home or sell a home on myths. You need facts.
Absolutely. And some people, if you haven't sold a house in many decades, you might be attributing some things that happened back then were true back then, just not true today. So a couple of things have changed. So if you're entering the market as a new seller coming into the market, you want to pay attention to these 5 big mistakes I'm still hearing today from a lot of sellers.
Oh, okay. We got to go through them?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
You want to touch the screen there?
Yep.
Do that.
All right.
There we go.
So you need a 20% down payment to buy a house. So from a buyer's perspective, a lot of people think, I've got to save. 20% can be difficult to save on a house, obviously. There's many, many options where you can pay less than 20%. Best thing to do, of course, is get pre-approved from a mortgage broker or a bank. They'll be able to figure out exactly what it is. Maybe you can draw off your RSPs. Maybe you can get a loan as well. Or maybe you can qualify for something less or closer to 5% if you're a first-time home buyer. A lot of different options out there.
That is good to know. 5%, close to that if you're first-time home buyer.
Yes.
But fact is, if you can put 20% down, obviously it lowers that mortgage, so it would lower your payments.
Lowers your payment, and also there's a CMHC fee that you wouldn't have to pay if you're 20% or above. A CMHC fee is basically insurance for your bank in case there's an issue with your mortgage.
Okay.
The lower you have a down payment, the higher that CMHC fee is. So the closer you get to 20%, the lower that is, the less you pay.
Okay, good to know, though. You do not need a 20% down payment to purchase a home.
Nope.
Okay, next up, Taylor.
Next up here, so price high and negotiate down. That's a strategy a lot of sellers think is, hey, I'm going to build in a little bit of negotiation room into this. I'll let it sit there. Buyers are going to know that, hey, they can come in with a slightly lower offer and we can negotiate down. It's a little bit more of an old school way. Back in 2019 and before that, the average to sale price ratio was around 3, 4, even 5%, meaning that's the difference between the selling price and the list price on there. Today, in many areas, it's less than 1%, meaning that you're selling for almost full asking. Now, it might take the seller a couple of reductions to get down there, or it's obviously better to price it very competitively from the start and you're going to get a lot of activity. But if you've got your house listed, it's not getting a lot of activity, you're probably slightly overpriced. But the good news in this market, it doesn't mean crazy price reductions. Only a couple of percent here or there will bring you back down into an area where buyers are much more active on there.
But that is the signal there. If you got crickets when you list your home and there's nothing happening, probably did not price to sell. Might have to go down.
Most likely. There are other potential reasons, but that's most likely one of the big ones.
That's a good indicator.
Absolutely.
Okay, next up.
Next up here, You should wait for the interest rates to drop, which of course nobody has any control over that. You can't really wait for that. You can't predict when that's going to happen. Luckily, they have been very, very stable recently. So if they are going to be changing, you're probably dealing with 0.25%, maybe 0.5% changes. Nothing huge significant. Back in, I believe it was 2022, we had like a 4% change in like a 6-month window or something. That's likely not to happen again. So waiting for something like that you have no control over, it's something that's unfortunately you can't really time, and it's something you should be banking on.
Okay, can't time the market there.
No.
Okay, next up.
Every renovation adds value. Now, not necessarily. It depends what it is, where you've put it in, what kind of quality you're putting in there, of course. In reality, there's very, very few things you can do right before closing as a positive rate of return. Paint is one of the few things. Decluttering, of course, is a big benefit. But if you're doing a big kitchen renovation, big bathroom renovation, something like that, very rarely is a dollar in, dollar out. Now, does that mean it's a waste of time? Not necessarily. It can make your property far more attractive, bring in far more buyers, make it more likely to sell. But if you're taking on a big renovation, my key tip is get it done before you sell, a couple of years before you sell. Get a chance to enjoy it yourself. And it's still going to have roughly the same value in 3 or 4 years than it would have when you renovate it immediately.
Nice to know. And your final one?
And then we have here, every home receives multiple offers, which there are some multiple offers happening right now. I know the pandemic, it was very, very common. We saw that all the time. If you price it correctly, you could still absolutely get multiple offers on there. But if you're waiting for that scenario or hoping, hey, I'm going to get $20,000, $40,000 over my asking price, well, if you price it correctly, you could happen. Most properties, however, they do sell one-on-one scenarios, buyer versus seller. That's why it's really important you price it really, really correctly at the start. You're going to get a lot of attraction right away, and that gives your chances of getting a multiple offer the highest. But it's a different strategy you have to take on there. But again, not every house gets these multiple offers. You're pretty lucky if you do.
Bringing us some real estate facts. Taylor Bennett, love it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, anytime.
And don't forget, you can listen to the Bennett Real Estate and Wealth Show with Marnie Bennett Saturdays at 1 p.m. on 580 CFRA. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is 7:42 on a somewhat cloudy start to your day. It is going to be hot. We'll be right back after this. Good morning, Ottawa. Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. We're in the Your Morning Kitchen. Now, with electrolyte drinks and hydration products being one of the biggest health trends right now, what's the right way to stay hydrated? Well, we have Sarah Awija. She is a registered dietitian, and she's here to talk about hydration. Hydration, so important. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so it's been exceedingly hot.
Yes, this is very timely right now.
It really is. And folks are walking around sometimes feeling a bit parched. I myself like that as well. It's so important to stay hydrated, especially when it's this hot. Talk about this, and you're a dietitian. Walk us through it. How do we stay hydrated?
Yeah, so the biggest mistake people make is that they wait until they're thirsty to start drinking.
That's me.
At that point, you're dehydrated. So you want to be sipping throughout the day so that you're ahead of it and staying hydrated.
Okay. So let's talk about what you brought.
Yeah. So another mistake is, people just naturally think that they need to be adding electrolytes to their water. But my biggest recommendation is if you're not excessively sweating and losing a lot of fluids, water is your go-to. That's the golden standard.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. Plain water. Exactly.
Okay, but what about coconut water?
Yes, so coconut water is a great natural option. It's high in potassium and it's really refreshing. It is not high in sodium though. So if you're losing a lot of fluids because you've been excessively sweating in the heat, or you're a construction worker or landscaping, that would not be a recovery drink. That's when I would use the electrolytes.
Oh, I see. If you're working outdoors, can you imagine in this kind of heat and humidity for hours upon hours, that's when you really do need to replenish the electrolytes, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, now what else do you have for us here?
So another great way to get your fluids in is food. So your fruits, your vegetables, that makes up 20% of your fluids. And great examples here, my favorites are watermelon, cucumber, tomatoes, berries. Those are not only 90% water, but it also has your vitamins, minerals, and fiber. So great snack.
Who knew watermelon was almost all water? This is so great. Can I take a bite here while you're talking?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, please do.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
Okay, this is great. You're thinking about staying hydrated. people think about just drinking.
Exactly, but you can get it from your food.
Okay.
And you get a lot of your minerals from food too. Electrolytes have your sodium, your magnesium, potassium, calcium.
Sure.
But if you're having a balanced diet, you're getting everything you need from your food. So your nuts have magnesium, your dairy has the calcium, bananas, great potassium source. And you know, most people have enough sodium from their diet. So you don't need electrolytes for that, for your day-to-day activities.
If you are out there, you're working hard, you're sweating excessively, then you need to replenish the electrolytes. If you're out there feeling a little parched, hot, drink your water. That's good.
Exactly.
And then in your diet, you know, the watermelon, the fruits, a lot of water in there already.
Exactly.
That will help you stay hydrated as well.
Yeah.
Sarah, I love this. This is wonderful.
Good.
Thank you so much for coming by, showing us how to do it and do it right. Sarah is a registered dietitian, and how can folks get in touch with you?
I'm at a Legion Wellness Center. That's the clinic I'm at. You can go online, book a consult, and we can take it from there.
Okay, thank you again for coming by. Coming up after the break, we're going to be speaking with Mayor Mark Sutcliffe. He'll talk about the flooding that has happened in some parts of our region. I mean, look at all that rain. Look at the flooding that happened yesterday. We're going to get a live account from the mayor on what to do and what's happening in our city as far as flooding is concerned from those storms that rolled through our region yesterday. Stay with us. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Ottawa residents are surveying the damage after yesterday's severe thunderstorms knocked out power, downed trees, and left many homes and streets flooded. We have Mayor Mark Sutcliffe, who joins me now for the latest on this. Good morning to you, Mayor. Now, how many residents are dealing with flooded basements and damaged property?
First of all, Rosie, this was an unbelievable storm. I mean, when you look at the statistics, more than twice as much rain than the record amount for July the 1st in the past. It was at a level that was unanticipated. So it has affected a huge number of Ottawa residents. And I was speaking last night with many of the councillors in the affected areas who are helping their residents. So far, we've had about 1,450 people who have reported flooded basements using 311, and we encourage people to use the website rather than phoning 311. There's a form you can fill out on the website, and we'll get to you as quickly as possible. I also heard from Hydro Ottawa this morning that there are about 6,000 customers who are still without power. That's down from a peak of about 30,000 last night. So they've been working to get that number down as much as possible. So there continue to be thousands of residents who are affected by this storm, and crews are out in the community and doing everything they can to help the affected residents.
What is the city doing to support those impacted by yesterday's storm?
First of all, our team at Hydro is doing everything they can to respond to those who are without power. We're also looking at other things that we can do to support residents. We're looking at extra garbage collection days for people who are getting rid of material that's been damaged by flooded basements. We're looking at lifting the limits on garbage collection over the next week for the same reason. And for people who are later going to need to renovate and repair their basements, we're going to look at waiving the building permit fees associated with that. So we'll do everything we can to support people who are affected by this.
What have you heard in terms of damages that residents have had to endure across the city? What kind of damage are we talking about here?
It's too early to tell at this point, Rosie, but I've heard stories of flooded basements, of water several feet high in basements. I spoke to a few people last night who had lost everything that was in their basement. So, you know, we're going to be dealing with stories like that. I encourage people to connect with their insurance companies. And again, if you haven't already, please go online and report your flooded basement at the 311 portal that's on our website. That allows us to be faster and more efficient at responding to you than if you're calling 311, which will take longer. So please use the website.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe, thank you very much for taking some time with us this morning.
And Rosie, we'll have an update later in the day today. We'll bring together all the leaders of the different departments that are responding to the community and provide a full update later in the day today.
Okay, looking forward to that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Here are your milestone celebrations for this Thursday, July 2nd. Happy birthday to Elizabeth. Big hugs and kisses from Mommy, Daddy, Big Brother Leo, little sister Charlie, and your grandparents. Got those soccer moves happening there in that pic. Love it. Happy 13th birthday to Gunner. Love from Yami, Mom, Dad, Deacon, Huntley, and your whole family. If you have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Send us your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 and under, and for those turning 100 years or more, and wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do is email us, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air. It's Thursday, July 2nd. Canada Day festivities canceled across the city Wednesday evening as a line of severe thunderstorms roared through the city. That record rainfall on Canada Day has triggered flooding across the city, impacting city streets and homes. The mayor says more than 1,400 residents have reported flooded basements. And the extreme weather in the capital doesn't stop there. An orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning. Come on in. It is just after 8 o'clock. We're really glad you can start your day with us. Will and Melissa, they are away for the rest of the week, so you got me going solo here. I'm Rosie Edda. We're going to take a look at your news and your traffic and your weather. But first off, we're starting with today's top stories. Mother Nature had other plans for Canada's 159th birthday as the capital was hit with record rainfall and severe thunderstorms, canceling most of the evening festivities. Those cancellations included the National Evening Show at LeBreton Flats and fireworks shows in Canada, Barrhaven, Stittsville, and Orleans. Signs at LeBreton Flats and on Parliament Hill instructed visitors to seek shelter last night as more storms rolled into the area. Environment Canada recorded 118 millimeters of rain at the Ottawa airport yesterday. The rainfall caused temporary flooding of several roads across Ottawa, including on Highway 417 in the Canada and Nepean areas. Ottawa police say Scott Street remains closed between Hinchy and Sterling Avenues. Moody Drive is also closed south of Carling Avenue. Last night, Hydro Ottawa reported about 21,000 customers without power across Ottawa. Outages were reported in Canada, Stittsville, Barrhaven, Beacon Hill, Searville, and Orleans. Crews continue to work to restore power to those still in the dark this morning. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe tells Your Morning Ottawa just moments ago more than 1,400 residents have reported flooded basements due to the storm. The city is suspending garbage limits in certain wards for the next week so residents can discard damaged material. The mayor says he will be raising a motion to the next council meeting to waive building permit fees for all residents who need to rebuild their basements after flooding. Mayor Sutcliffe tells the city will be providing an update later today. And while the storms have abated for now, an orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today, impacting many of the city's most vulnerable people, including those experiencing homelessness.
Our frontline team has done their job. They're getting out. I see a lot of other volunteer groups getting out now with backpacks and water and other supplies, granola bars, whatever they can to just make sure people are going to be safe and hydrated and have some sustenance.
Ottawa Mission CEO Peter Tilley joined us this morning to remind us if you see anyone in distress or in need of help to call 311 during this heat wave. Temperatures are expected to reach up to 35 degrees today. It could feel more like 46 with the humidex. Environment Canada is warning residents to watch for early signs of heat exhaustion, including headache, nausea, dizziness, thirst, and intense fatigue. You are encouraged to plan outdoor activities for the cooler parts of the day, like this morning and evening. Drink plenty of water and wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. The U.S. has decided not to renew CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stakes talks toward a new trade deal. Canada and Mexico wanted to extend the agreement for 16 years, but on yesterday's deadline, the U.S. made its decision official. A statement says the United States did not agree to renew the USMCA in its current form. The decision to not renew means CUSMA will be reviewed every year. Terms of the deal will stay in place as the three countries negotiate. There was a virtual trilateral meeting yesterday. The U.S. and Mexico are expected to hold more talks later this month. Formal talks between Canada and the U.S. have not started. A full week after the massive earthquakes in Venezuela, rescue teams are still frantically trying to reach one survivor, one trapped under rubble in the basement of a mall. There you hear the rescuer shouting to the trapped security guard. He's believed to be some 9 meters underground. The death toll from the double quakes has now climbed to nearly 2,300 people, but there are still almost 50,000 unaccounted for. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is expected to give details today on her government's proposed million-barrel-a-day oil pipeline project. This, of course, comes after Premier Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney signed an agreement on the project last fall, paving the way for a bitumen pipeline to the West Coast. Alberta had imposed a deadline of July 1st to submit its proposal for the pipeline to the Federal Major Projects Office. The project has said it aims to have shovels in the ground in September 2027, with pipeline startup in the mid-2030s, but without private funding, Alberta's government would likely opt to kickstart the project using taxpayer money. Some new laws in Ontario came into effect on Canada Day. One of the new laws allows tenants to install a window or portable air conditioner if their landlord does not provide one. Ontario has also lowered the age for publicly funded colorectal cancer screening from 50 to 45, and a new law gives drivers the option to decline some auto insurance benefits that were automatic with every policy. This includes income replacement, caregiver benefits, and damage to personal items. The Eurovision Song Contest has lit up screens around the world for 70 years now, and next year, Canada will officially be a participant for the first time. Participating countries send a singer or band to perform for the votes of professional juries and the public. Most competing countries are in Europe, but Canada is eligible to join because CBC Radio Canada joined the organizing body, the European Broadcasting Union. Australia and Israel are also competitors. Some countries refused to participate this year after Israel was not barred from participating in the wake of the Gaza war. Prime Minister Mark Carney said the song contest will get even better and even wilder because the world needs more Canada. It is time now to take a look at your forecast, and yes, it is going to be another hot and humid day. Why don't we get right into it? Here's a look at current temperatures. We're sitting at 24 right now in Ottawa. We've got partly cloudy conditions, mostly cloudy, and 24 in Montreal, and Kingston sitting at 22 degrees, 24 to start off the day in Pembroke. And here it is. The current humidex in Pembroke is 32. It feels more like 33 in Ottawa. And starting off the day, the humidex in Brockville feeling like 33 degrees. And here's a look at our radar satellite. Right now, looking dry. And but into the afternoon, we could see some more green pop up on the screen there as daytime heating takes effect. You can see into the evening, chances are great that we'll see a few more showers as it gets pretty hot and humid out there. Right now, we're not showing any thunderstorms on the futurecast, but that's still possible once again as daytime heating takes effect into the afternoon. Also looking at the chance of showers on Friday and Saturday as well. Okay, here's a look at the actual high for today. 35 in Ottawa, 34 in Cornwall. Yeah, it's going to be another scorcher. Bancroft expecting a high of 33 degrees. Now, if we do get a line of showers or thunderstorms into the afternoon, temperatures may not reach that high. We'll watch out for those showers developing, but right now we are expecting a high of 35 degrees, which is why Environment Canada has continued the orange heat warning for our region. 31 in Mount Tremblant, Montreal expecting a high of 33 degrees. And as you can see here, we're looking for a high of 35 degrees today, 33 tomorrow, and well, Canada takes on Morocco on Saturday, and we're expecting a high of 30 degrees here in Ottawa. They are playing in Houston, so chances are it's going to be pretty hot and humid there as well. And now let's take a look at your traffic. And here we are the day after Canada Day on your Thursday, 8/11. Pretty warm out there and pretty quiet on the roads. We are not expecting any major slowdowns. Right now, things are running pretty smoothly. Coming up, sewing doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes a small project, good fabric choice, and a few basic tools are enough to help someone get started. Oh, wow, look at that. We show you how easy it can be. That's coming up after the break. Look at all those little, I think there were cats out there. I love that. I cannot wait for this. Coming up after the break, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. The sun peeking through the clouds. It's going to be another hot one, 35, our forecast high. It is 8:12. We're back after this. Good morning, Ottawa. Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. We've got a few basic tools. Good fabric choices and a small project can help people feel more confident about sewing. And joining us today to walk us through it is designer Alessia Lebedenko. Look at all these cats. Look at all this. Like you've got the scissors here, tweezers, and all this different equipment. I love it. Good morning to you. Good morning. What do you have here for us here? Why all the cats?
Because yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. But the funniest thing,
okay,
I have allergic to cats.
You are?
Yeah,
oh, no.
But
so you create.
I create all of them. So this is the funniest thing because starting with a very simple tool like a scissors, threads, and several very simple stitches, you can create art object with putting your story into it. So you can do it flex, like a block. You can do it in quilting. You can create any design you want. But the funniest thing, when you do the 3D object, when you can stuff it, and then you can add as much personality as you can.
Okay, Alessia, we got to get to it. Let's get our hands into this.
Okay.
Walk me through. What are you doing here?
So,
how do you start?
We start with just a very simple tracing the pattern on their fabric, and it could be done with anything from their pencil to water-soluble markers and to just pencil, actually. Next, what you do a very simple straight stitch on a machine. So machine is not so scary as we used to think, because for example, I got when I was in grade 9, and I was very disappointed with my dad about that. But then what you do, you need to turn this right out. Okay, I will definitely show you how, and you can try it. Try and then pull it through here.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Okay, so right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Okay. And then you take it off right here.
Okay.
And then you make a magic to turn it.
Oh, and then you turn it, and then you turn it the other way.
Look at this. Try it.
Oh, I see what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But you got to put it on on something solid, and then there you go.
And then
that's how you did that.
That's how you did it. Yes.
Okay.
Then you would need to stuff something.
Okay.
The stuffing starts with. It's like a pillow. You can rip a pillow.
Fun. Yes.
And
Okay.
you have all this stuff. Or you can go to a craft store and have a filling. Then your cat needs a shape and it needs some weight to stand. This one, you will have these tiny, tiny bubbles.
It could be that.
Yes, you take that and you can put it right here.
I think this is so wonderful. Okay.
Yes, I didn't want us to be too messy today. Just a little bit more fun.
That's okay.
Then you use, again, very, very simple stitch that I'm going to show
so
you.
You can actually stitch this by hand. Okay.
So next what you do, you try to fix their form and shape of the tail.
You're bringing it close to the body there.
So you can do that.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it fun?
Oh, wait a minute. So wait, how do I do this? Do I just stick it?
Yes,
and then
you can stick it up and then
through,
and then you need to take it as close as possible.
Oh, I got you.
Yes.
Oh boy, a little surgery here.
Oh,
wow, there it is. It's coming through. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. And then again.
You will have this one fixed in place.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. This is so cute.
Yes. Next,
why do you love sewing so much? Where did that come from?
Because this is a passion. Yes, because this is a passion when you can give your personality, your energy into a tiny project, and you can tell your story through that. So you can give a lot of accessorizes. For example, you have passion of knitting, but you would like to try something else with fabric. So the best way to start, pick up the project. The small or big project, it's up to you, but my usual advice is please pick up something that you can finish during 1 to 2 days.
There you go.
That's the best.
Where can people get in touch with you? Because this is just beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, can people follow along with what you do? How do they do that?
They can do it through Instagram, through my website. Yes, they can book a class. They can come see me on flea market.
Okay. On Instagram as well.
On Instagram as well.
This is just darling objects that you have created with so much passion as well. I love it. This is gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming by and showing us how we can be crafty and create some gorgeous, cute little cats. Thank you, Alessia. Oh, this is so much fun. I want one of these guys. Oh, I love books too. I love books too. Yes, I do. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa, 8:20. We're back after this short break. Good morning, Ottawa. Spending time in the great outdoors can feel as comfortable as if you're at home. Look at this. I am just going to make my way up here and walk on out. I mean, this is an amazing and impressive setup here. I've got to thank William and Thomas here for this. I mean, Borderline Outdoor, talk about what's going on here. Come on in here. This is a beautiful setup. You guys have such incredible products. So where do we want to start first?
So we just want to say we're opening a new store at Maryvale Road and right across from the shopping center. And we're moving into Ottawa because we want to share our mission, which is to make camping easy for everyone. Like a lot of people have these misconceptions that, when you're out camping, it's going to be dirty, there's going to be bugs everywhere, and it's just going to be a painful, ugly experience. But nature is beautiful, and we want to be able to show that you can enjoy nature while still having a really nice quality. So this is why we have all of these items.
I think that is fantastic. Where's Zainab, one of our writers? She's planning to go camping for real deal for the first time. So we've been talking about this for several weeks, about going camping. So where should we start now if we want to have a wonderful trip where we're feeling comfortable, but we're also communing with nature? What do you got here?
So over here we just have some nice cutlery, some utensils. We have a light, And we also sell nice tables. But if I were to focus on something that I think you should take right now, is a fan.
Ooh,
okay, because you know we live in the north, right?
Oh, and it's a light too.
Yeah, we live in the great outdoors in the north, but it's going to be really hot. Yes, it's battery powered.
And you can take this off as well.
Yep.
What is that?
And you can hang it upside down from the top of your tent and give you airflow.
Like this.
Yes, like you have an overhead fan there.
Yes.
Oh, that is a great idea. Being so hot as well, that's lovely.
And then obviously we all hate mosquitoes, so we all hate the flies. This is actually a lamp that you can hang from the top of your tent. And if any mosquitoes get in your tent, you just turn that on and it'll eliminate them.
It looks so durable too, this kind of plastic. You know it's going to last.
It's all waterproof.
It's all waterproof as well. Okay, loving the fan, loving the mosquito buzzer. And I just noticed here, I mean, I just want to go back here. You can make yourself a nice, what is this, pot of coffee or
coffee.
Yeah, you can make coffee with this.
You can heat up this.
It's a pot set, so you can just everything together.
And that goes right over the fire, and it's quite durable.
Exactly.
This is, you got your lights again.
Right. We have so many kinds of lights.
Yeah,
because lighting is super important when you're out in the wilderness, because it gets really, really dark.
Yeah.
This is true, which is beautiful though when it does get dark, but it's nice to light your way. And then you, again, I'm noticing the durability of this. I mean, you've got this table here. What is happening here? I just noticed there's water here.
So we have this super small, super light little towel that we want to show. That can it fits into this little pack right there.
So that's your towel right there.
And we're just going to show you that it has a lot of water absorption capabilities. So look at that.
Look at that. Yeah, and it's a little towel, but it absorbs so much water. It can hold a lot of water. And look at this. It fits into that.
That's the hand towel size. But
that's a hand towel, but that's just a little bit bigger.
Just a little bigger.
Okay, and then, you got to do the outdoor cooking,
right? Exactly.
Of course, I'm thinking about marshmallows and sweets, like, s'mores, but this is like, you can cook, you can barbecue. I mean,
you could even smoke a little.
Oh, yeah.
And this is even a smoker.
Okay, that is really nice. Okay, we have just a couple of seconds left here. What's going on here? This is like the pièce de résistance, the gorgeous tent. This is amazing. How many people can you fit in here?
3 to 4.
3 to 4. This is great. You can even have a chair here. More. Oh, this is like a fire pit?
Right, a fire pit or a barbecue.
Or a barbecue as well. Can you go in here, Mike, and see, Merce? I know you got to get down here, but there you go. We'll lift that up for you. That is huge. Can you talk about this gorgeous tent?
So this is an interesting tent because we have this little living area over here, but we also have the sleeping area. So you can sit in this living area and be mosquito free, and you can actually see up here that we have a winter camping stove flue that you can put right in there. And so basically what we always say when you're camping is you want to size up. You want to get a bigger tent than how many people you have, and this would be good for 2 to 3 people.
This is
because
beautiful.
You want to have lots of space in your tent, right?
Can I just say I'm loving the mustard gold too. I love the tint of this tent. Very nice indeed. William and Thomas, thank you so much for coming by. Where's Borderline Outdoor? Where are you all located?
So we got 2 stores in Toronto, and we also operate a glamping site.
Okay.
We have a snow school, and this is our first store in Ottawa. So we get a new store here, and opening on July 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're Merivale Road beside the Best Buy, and you're opening, and you're opening coming up. Oh, this is absolutely wonderful. I'm loving this. Do you see that tent there? It's just, you can just max and relax out there and have yourself a wonderful time outside. Want any more information? Go to Borderline Ottawa, borderline.ottawa or borderlinestore.ca. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Got to thank William and Thomas once again. And we will be back in just a short minute or two. you just after 8:30. Come on in. We're really glad you can start your day with us. Will and Melissa, they are away for the rest of the week, so you got me solo. We're going to get your news, your weather, your sports, but right now we're going to talk about your top headlines for today. Mother Nature had other plans for Canada's 159th birthday as the capital was hit with record rainfall and severe thunderstorms, canceling most of the evening festivities. Those cancellations included the National Evening Show at Le Breton Flats and fireworks shows in Canada, Barrhaven, Stittsville, and Orleans. Signs at Le Breton Flats and on Parliament Hill instructed visitors to seek shelter last night as storms rolled into the area. Environment Canada recorded 118 millimeters of rain at the Ottawa airport yesterday. The heavy rainfall caused temporary flooding of several roads across Ottawa, including on Highway 417 in the Canada and Nepean areas. Ottawa police say Scott Street remains closed between Hinchy and Sterling Avenues. Moody Drive is also closed south of Carling Avenue. Last night, Hydro Ottawa reported about 21,000 people without power across Ottawa. Outages were reported in Canada, Stittsville, Barrhaven, Beacon Hill, Searville, and Orleans. Crews continue to work to restore power to those still in the dark this morning. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe joined us this morning with the latest.
I've heard stories of flooded basements, of water several feet high in basements. I encourage people to connect with their insurance companies. And again, if you haven't already, please go online and report your flooded basement at the 311 portal that's on our website.
The mayor tells us the city will be providing an update later today. The city is also suspending garbage limits in certain wards for the next week so residents can discard damaged material. The mayor says he will be raising a motion to the next council meeting to waive building permit fees for all residents who need to rebuild their basements after flooding. And while the storms have abated for now, an orange warning for heat remains in effect from Environment Canada today, impacting many of the city's most vulnerable people, including those experiencing homelessness.
Our frontline team has done their job. They're getting out. I see a lot of other volunteer groups getting out now with backpacks and water and other supplies, granola bars, whatever they can to just make sure people are going to be safe and hydrated and have some sustenance.
Ottawa Mission CEO Peter Tilley joined us this morning to remind us if you see anyone in distress or in need of help to call 311 during this heat wave. Temperatures are expected to reach up to 35 degrees today. It could feel more like 46 with the humidex. Environment Canada is warning residents to watch for early signs of heat exhaustion, including headache, nausea, dizziness, thirst, and intense fatigue. You are encouraged to plan outdoor activities for the cooler parts of the day, like the morning and evening. Drink plenty of water and wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. The U.S. has decided not to renew CUSMA, setting the stage for high-stakes talks toward a new trade deal. Canada and Mexico wanted to extend the agreement for 16 years, but on yesterday's deadline day, the U.S. made its decision official. The statement says the United States did not agree to renew the USMCA in its current form. The decision to not renew means CUSMA will be reviewed every year. Terms of the deal will stay in place as the three countries negotiate. There was a virtual trilateral meeting yesterday. The U.S. and Mexico are expected to hold more talks later this month. Formal talks between Canada and the U.S. have not started. A full week after the massive earthquakes in Venezuela, rescue teams are still frantically trying to reach survivors. One trapped under rubble in the basement of a mall.
See!
That's rescuer shouting to the trapped security guard believed to be some 9 meters underground. The death toll from the double quakes has now climbed to nearly 2,300 people, but there are still almost 50,000 unaccounted for. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is expected to give details today on her government's proposed 1 million barrel a day oil pipeline project. This comes after Premier Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney signed an agreement on the project last fall, paving the way for a bitumen pipeline to the West Coast. Alberta had imposed a deadline of July 1st to submit its proposal for the pipeline to the Federal Major Projects Office. The province has said it aims to have shovels in the ground in September 2027, with pipeline startup in the mid-2030s. But without private funding, Alberta's government would likely opt to kickstart the project using taxpayer money. Some new laws in Ontario came into effect on Canada Day. One of the new laws allows tenants to install a window or portable air conditioner if their landlord does not provide one. Ontario has also lowered the age for publicly funded colorectal cancer screening from 50 to 45. And a new law gives drivers the option to decline some auto insurance benefits that were automatic with every policy. This includes income replacement, caregiver benefits, and damage to personal items. Here's a view of a gorgeous strawberry moon. These shots are from Lisbon, Portugal. The name has nothing to do with the moon's color. It's the traditional nickname for a full moon in June, which is traditionally the time in North America and Europe when wild strawberries can come into season. It can also be called rose moon, which I quite like, to coincide with the time of year roses bloom. Either way, it's a time of abundance, patience, and gratitude. And beauty, I might add, as well. Love that. Why don't we take a look at today's forecast? It's going to be another hot and humid day. This morning, muggy. Into the afternoon, well, that heat warning is still in effect for Ottawa and the surrounding region. And it is an orange heat warning issued by Environment Canada. And this weekend, it's going to be hot and humid. Let's take a look at current conditions. We're at 24 degrees and we got partly cloudy conditions in Ottawa, sitting at 22 in Kingston and 25 in Brockville for you right now. Radar satellite showing fairly dry conditions for you right now, but that doesn't mean we will not see a pop-up shower. That is possible for the afternoon, and a pop-up thunderstorm is possible as well as daytime heating takes effect, more than likely to happen later on this afternoon than this morning. And then you can see here our futurecast calling for a chance of showers into the afternoon on Friday, and then the same for Saturday. It looks like we're going to get a few showers on Saturday as well. So let's talk about today, shall we? We are looking at a high of 35 degrees for Ottawa. 35, that's without the humidex. That's the actual temperature that we're looking at. Chance of a thunderstorm into the afternoon. 33, the forecast high for Kingston, and 34 is what we're looking at for your high in Cornwall. Mont Tremblant up north there, still looking at a high of 31. Kittagan-Zibi as well. And Montreal, chance of afternoon thunderstorms, hot and muggy with a high of 33. And we are expecting a high of 33 on Friday into Ottawa. And on Saturday, you've got the match with Canada versus Morocco. It's going to be 30 degrees here in Ottawa. Probably going to be just as hot, if not even hotter, in Houston, where the team plays at the World Cup for the round of 16. Sunday, getting up to a high of 29 degrees. Let's take a look now at traffic. Here we are on your day after Canada Day, Thursday, 8:41. So far, no major slowdowns. Traffic has been pretty light all morning long.
Therapy Thursday is brought to you in part by Bravella Health FemAid Clinic. Learn more at femaid.ca.
Okay, so she's been her best friend forever, but after a series of cosmetic changes, one viewer says her friend's personality has changed as well, becoming more attention-focused and harder to be around. She misses who her friend used to be, but how do you say that without hurting her? It's Therapy Thursday with Sophie and Jeff from Move 100.
All right, so we've had some people come in already saying there is probably not a great way that you bring this up, so don't. Friendships are allowed to end when people change, says Jennifer, and grow in different directions.
Right.
Which is interesting. So I sort of had a similar thought on this because friendships that you've had for a long time obviously mean a lot to you.
Yes.
But like I said before, people change. And Dawn has a very compassionate message for Alicia. She says, sadly, you're not going to win here. She's made a decision that she believes is best of herself, and it's apparently giving her the physical and social results she desires. And if you bring it up, you're just going to appear like you're setting her back, even if you're not. But you're going to have to step back, and I'm sorry for this. She says there's a poem about friendship types you might want to find. So, Dawn, if you have a link to that, that would be great. You can add it into your post. But I think that that's the sad reality of friendships and adulthood is sometimes even the best of friendships that you've had for many years do change and come to an end. And maybe it's just a phase. Maybe she's going through something right now and she'll come out on the other side and you guys can reconnect. But sometimes you do have to just take a step back and be like, this isn't really working for me right now, but you do you.
I don't have anything. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I don't think you can bring this up. This is what she wants. This is who she wants to be, or at least experience this for a little while. Maybe her whole life she's been insecure and been feeling something you're not aware of. And now she has a chance to live that life. But that life, if it might not be palatable to you, okay. I mean, you're allowed to not enjoy being around that particular thing right now. Like you just said, there is a chance. So I wouldn't end the friendship, but I would step back and be less, we would talk less. And
yeah, you give her the space and let her do her thing.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Starting things off today with the RBC Ottawa Summer Tournament at Wesley Clover Parks. It's happening all weekend. It's an exciting show-jumping event featuring top competition, family fun, local vendors, and even canine agility. Best of all, kids 12 and under get in free. Next up today, Ottawa Red Blacks football. The Red Blacks are back under the Friday night lights tomorrow as they take on the Saskatchewan Rough Riders at TD Place. And last on the list today, Almont Kelp Fest. The 3-day family-friendly festival gets underway tomorrow at Gamble Park, celebrating Celtic traditions with live entertainment, local performers, and loads of vendors as well. Make sure you check it out. As usual, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
That sound? That's the sound of Canadian rock icon Biff Naked. She returns to the capital with new music for a special performance at the Hard Rock Casino, Ottawa. And she joins us this morning. I am so happy to talk to Biff Naked. Biff, good morning to you.
Good morning. Hello.
It's so
Happy
great
July.
to see you. Yeah, I know. Here we are, July. You're performing coming up in just a few days at Hard Rock in Ottawa. And I've just got to talk about your new album, Champion. Biff, you've been through so much. When I think about your career, I think about your life, and you live your life out loud, went through some health scares, and look at you. I know that the world is a better place because you're still out there making music.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Talk about the album.
Well, Champion was a long time coming. It was the first studio album that we had made in over a decade. And, because the advent of streaming, which wasn't new, let's be honest, Napster really started in the late 90s. So streaming had been happening for a long time. And with it, really brought a lot of freedom. A lot of people bemoan it in all this business, but it brought a lot of freedom for artists like myself because it gave us the ability to kind of do our own timing, do what we wanted. And now, many artists, they put out a single whenever they want to. They put out singles and they kind of, tour and they do what they want, and they don't have to put out an album or an EP if they don't want to. And young people today, they're accustomed to just like, orally munching on singles whenever they want to do that. And so they don't lie, stomach down on their bed, opening up the CD packaging and reading the lyrics and like we grew up doing. So that culture isn't there when it comes to consuming music. So it really takes a lot of thoughtfulness and a lot of care to do it. And so finally we put it out, and Champion really is for all of us. And it's very eclectic, like all of my records are. And it was a labor of love, and I'm so happy that we had put it out.
You call it eclectic and also personal.
Oh, definitely. I mean, all of the music that I've ever done from the beginning has been very autobiographical, and it still is. I write from the heart, and I think that that's what a lot of the people who've always listened to me, they can relate to the songs. Because I guess we all go through the same things, and that's really what I believe. None of us are different. We are all connected in that way. We're connected from the heart and soul, and all of our experiences are really the same.
Biff, it's been a while since you have birthed an album for us. It's been over about a decade. Was there any hesitation in creating Champion?
Oh, none at all. It was long overdue. And many of the songs on the record, they come from my own experiences in life. And I think that as we all grow older, we go through the same things. We are all experiencing loss. We're starting to be at that age where we're losing our parents, or we're going through health scares. Myself, I've gone through a couple. All of us have now started to experience different health scares. But we're also going through triumphs of our own, whether or not we have been through divorce. Many of us have found love again, which is a joy, and that should be celebrated, whether it's our own or our friends or our siblings. I think that we need to celebrate the joys in life, not just the losses. And so this album definitely reflects all of the things that we go through.
Biff, what does this album, what does creating music mean to you?
Oh, it's everything. And I think that with the way of the world, not just the chaos of it right now, but I mean, even throughout the pandemic and how that shifted the world, and how that shifted everyone as far as how we get along and how we communicate, as communities and as even as a nation. I think that music and art really is more important than ever, because for all of us, we need to find those little glimmers of hope. And where there is art, there is hope. And I think that is never truer than it is today.
Biff Naked performing at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Ottawa, July 5th. At 7 p.m. Biff, thank you so much for coming on, and congratulations for what you do. You get to live through art and inspire so many of us, and I really thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for your music and your art.
Thank you. I can't wait to see everyone.
Thank you, Biff. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. Sun peeking through the clouds here. It's going to be a hot one. 8:54. We're back to wrap up the show. Well, that is pretty much all from us here, from myself and the fabulous crew who worked so hard to bring you this show. I have to wish you a great day. Right now we're at 22, feeling more like 32. Forecast calling for our 35 degrees. Keep in mind, we're still under that orange heat warning, so stay hydrated. We'll see you right back here tomorrow mornings. Take good care.